What's up, guys? We're back with another I'm Hungry podcast episode. I'm Foster,
I'm Daniel.
and we missed a week, didn't we?
We did.
You
It
know
just randomly
it.
happened. I think it happened. I usually put them on my calendar when we schedule them, and I forgot, and
Yeah,
it
things
left my
just
mind.
things just blow by. Like that's one thing
Yeah.
I've noticed. The days are so quick. The days go by so quick. The weeks go by
Yeah.
so quick.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it was Monday, like yesterday. Like it's crazy.
Yeah. It is really crazy. Yeah, the fact that today is Friday is insane.
But I mean, like it's both kind of stressful and like exciting at the same time, because it's like you don't have to wait for shit. Like you don't gotta wait on like something to happen in the week,
That's
because
true.
it's gonna
Yeah.
be there like right away. But at the same time, it's like if you're not on top of your stuff, you're gonna get run over.
Yeah. It's weird because, obviously time isn't passing faster. It's just the perception of it.
Yeah,
So I wonder if it's the busyness that causes it to feel like that, or if it's like you said, like the anticipation of thing, or and I wonder what psychologically causes it to feel like it's going fast.
yeah, because like that's another thing too. Is like I don't feel busier, but for some reason things are going by as if I'm like way busier. Like high school, I was like, I was definitely, I felt like every day was like, oh fuck, I have so much to do. Like I
Yeah.
have like to do all this stuff, but like the week would go by super slow. But in a day here, I'm like, oh, I only have like 3 classes, and then I'll do some homework later. Yeah, it's not that much. And then it's fucking Wednesday, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, what happened?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. The like yeah, exactly. It's like yeah, I've only got one class today or whatever, and yeah, I'm visiting home again. So I drove, or my mom came and picked me up. I don't have a car, but barring that, usually on Fridays I've got one class that meets live, and then I just have homework and piano practice. And that doesn't ever sound like that much, but then it's like 7 o'clock, and
yeah,
I'm like, what the heck?
it's crazy. I feel like also it might just be because like school, like public, like high school was such like a regimented thing. Like wake up at this time, go to this at this time,
Yeah,
you get out at this time. But in college, it's like yeah, like you know your schedule, but it's like there's so many different things that can happen within a day. It's like
yeah.
yeah, you might have like chem lab every Tuesday, but what are you gonna do the rest of the day? Like you might do homework, you could do your laundry, you could like go out for a run, you could hang out with friends, you could get like some errands done, like I don't know, you could walk around, like
Yeah, exactly. That's actually something that the regimen of high school is something that actually I think helped me make friends too. I think that that's one reason why it's difficult for me to make friends. I mean, I know COVID. Well, so college would be more like high school in that regard, right? Where you're forced to be around classmates,
yeah.
which is how I get to know people. And if I don't have that, I'm not the kind of person who's gonna go ask to get to know people. So yeah, it's like the regimen. Without the regimen, it makes it so much your day is so much more flexible. But not only is it more flexible, it's more variable. It can change depending on what you decide in the
Yeah,
beginning of
yeah,
the day. Totally affects how the rest of the day goes. So it's
yeah.
just crazy.
Do you like that, or do you like, what do you think about that?
I like it. I think I would like it more if there was the in person class part
Yeah,
of it.
definitely.
Because then you have to go to a building with the same people every week or every few days, and get to know them or whatever. So without that, I do kind of feel like I'm just well, I feel like some days I could probably go the entire day without saying a single word, without using my voice, easily.
Just in your own head.
Yeah, no, I can. That's me for most of the day. And if I just didn't go out to get food, or I ordered entirely on Grubhub or something, and then just picked it up
Yeah.
without really saying anything, I'm sure I could do that. I could just show them my number or something. But like, if I did that, I could absolutely get through the whole day without uttering a single word. So it can get in. I can get in my own head
For
sometimes,
sure.
knowing that
That's
it kind of
weird. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
it's very
weird.
strange.
But yeah, it's
Alone with my
it's
thoughts.
definitely like it still sort of doesn't feel real. Like we're almost done with our first semester of college,
Yeah.
but it still feels like I don't really understand what's going on most of the time.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
just trying to make it through like every week, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's so true. It yeah, it like doesn't feel like we're college students.
No.
It's very weird. It's very weird. I
Yeah.
wonder how much like how would it be weirder if COVID wasn't messing with everything, or would it be like
We would feel more normal because it's like
yeah,
the whole college experience, and also like we were saying, I feel like college is really defined by the people you meet and like the sort of experiences that you get between like personal encounters. Like
yeah,
I don't think many people go to college for the sole reason of getting an education anymore. Like I don't think that's their only like thing in mind. Like obviously it's one of the biggest ones, but I definitely feel like a lot of people go to college because it's like connections and like I want to meet people. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
I mean that's yeah, like you're never only going for educate like well, I mean you could argue that that is like the only objectively good motivation, but like yeah, that's nobody's sole reason, right? Like people
Yeah.
go for several reasons, and one of them is always to meet people.
Yeah.
And like
Even if you were to say like it is the highest one, I would make the argument of like, well, why are like frats a thing, right? Why are frats and sororities a thing? They don't offer any academic sort of benefit. They don't offer like they don't give you like you can get a scholarship sometimes if you're like through there, but you still have to apply for it like any other scholarship, and it's like
true,
so it's like frats and sororities are like a purely social aspect that exists primary like basically exclusively in college.
yeah,
And so
right,
like that's what I'm talking about, like the social aspect. I feel like it's definitely a more social thing for some people.
yeah, for sure, and yeah, without that, it's weird. So you think it'd be less weird if
If we were in
COVID
person.
was,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, I agree. I think I agree.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like the fact that I can just like make decisions with or like debate with myself only about like everything that I do during the day is like really sad.
That's
So
funny. You got like multiple personalities in your head.
I like kind of like it's weird, man. I'll like if I don't get enough sleep, especially that's when it gets really weird. Like
Yeah.
not only will I like get in my like I'll go through so many layers of thinking in like half a second. It's so
I
weird.
understand that.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's just like
but
you feel like kind of like a supercomputer because it'll like go
yeah,
through like 8 different things in like two
yeah,
seconds, and you're like, how the fuck did I just do that? Like
yeah. You're
I
like,
like
what the heck?
there's no way you'd be able to like explain that to someone that fast.
No, yeah, it doesn't make any
It just
sense.
like your brain makes these like leaps of like logic like so
Yeah,
quickly. It's kind of cool sometimes, but also it's like what the fuck.
yeah. And so yeah, if I like don't get enough sleep, that just happens like nonstop. Which and that was like yesterday. I hadn't got enough sleep like the whole week, so yesterday was like crazy in my head.
I
And then
had
also like it like I'll get like really sweaty all of a sudden when that kind of thinking happens.
oh, you
It's
get
like
like a hot flash.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
It's
Dude,
it's intense.
that's like me constantly. Like that's what's constantly going on in my head. Like it's I get what you're saying. Like it's
So
weird.
weird.
It's
I wonder if
weird.
it's because like brains are still developing.
Maybe
That's got to be that's definitely part of it. Like there's probably like
expanding your mind.
yeah, it's like thought either yeah, maybe like dendrites being grown really rapidly or maybe it's just like those pathways don't really exist yet to handle the kind of experiences that we're having, so it's like finding different
Yeah.
routes to go
And like our experience is such a unique one at that. Like
yeah,
no one can really relate to this what's happening right now, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like even the other college students like we're freshmen, you know what I mean? Like there's a difference between a sophomore or junior or senior going through this COVID like college Zoom university
yeah,
and like us. Like as much as I hate to be like, oh, like we're like no, you don't understand what's happening to us, but it's like you really like sort of don't like
yeah,
college is such like a different thing than what at least I've experienced, and from what I've talked to like everybody else, like it's so unique. Like it's your first time on your own. Like it's you're doing things by yourself. Like you said, like you can go an entire day just like thinking about what you're gonna do.
yeah,
Like I don't know. It's just so like it's like whole new lives. It's like we're born again into like this universe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's weird because sometimes I'll remember something that like I did like 2 summers ago or whatever, like in high school, like
Yeah.
2 years ago. I'm like, what? Like, who was that?
Yeah, like how
And
like
it's not even like, wow, I've changed. It's just like
it's
my current like routine is so incredibly different from that.
exactly,
I
yeah.
almost forgot that whole other
Like
routine
yeah,
existed.
like you forgot you did that
Yeah.
entirely. Like yeah, so it's like that this combined with like the COVID thing, it's just so it's very unique. It's very unique.
Yep.
It's definitely gonna be a good story when we're older. And we're gonna be like, I didn't get to graduate.
Yeah.
I stuck my head out of a car window and they handed me my diploma and I drove off.
I got that picture. Did you get the picture?
I think my mom has it somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So for the audience's sake, the way our high school handled graduation with the shutdown was a car parade. So at the very end, we had to lean out of the car
Yeah.
window and we're handed our diploma, and then they took a picture of us leaning out of the car window. So that was weird. The
And it
picture was
was
actually, like pretty good for
yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah. But it was like super rushed too, and they were like, "Do
Yeah.
this." They're like, "Don't go like this. Lean right here. Lean right here." They're like, "Okay, stick your head out the window. Smile." And then they're just take like one picture, and you're like, and then you just drove off. And then like I remember like driving down Hayden, and I was just like I looked at it and I was like, "This is it, huh?" Like I'm just done now, I guess.
Well, yeah, that's it.
There wasn't any like grand like walkout ceremony. There wasn't even a walk in ceremony. It was just like,
Yeah.
here you go, bye. Like I don't
I
know.
mean, there was like the whole beginning of the parade was like
Yeah, but
really
that's
cool.
just it was like Miss Bickmore like waving lights around. Like
Okay, that was not all. That was like all the teachers waving lights around.
oh okay, yeah, that makes it better.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool for what the circumstances
For what
were.
yes,
Yeah,
for what the
it was
circumstances
weird.
were.
It was weird how like abrupt it was.
Oh yeah.
Well, what
And
else?
now it's still continuing, but I think it's getting better because my CA actually like just texted me like probably like 45 minutes ago that we're allowed to have one guest in our room now.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
That's pretty cool.
previously it was only we could only have other kids from like the Barrett complex.
Yeah.
So like within Barrett there's like it's probably the same at U of A, but like there's different buildings within the honors college. So like say I'm in Rosewood, right?
Yeah.
If someone from like Agave wanted to come over, I could only have one person from like a different Barrett complex over. But now we're allowed to
Yeah.
have like one guest.
Interesting. So yeah, we don't have. That's weird. Yeah, I forgot. Barrett's so ASU's honors college is bigger than U of A's, like building wise. We've only got just one big building, so we just have a bunch of floors, I guess. I don't. Yeah, but I forgot there are like multiple buildings within the honors college at ASU. So
Yeah.
I don't think we're allowed to have guests in our room still. Yeah, rip.
That's a
We all know. I guess ASU just doesn't. We know ASU just doesn't care about anything.
okay. All right. Chill now. Chill. No, it's just that we're smarter about it. We're already
Right.
already ahead.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But yeah.
But, yeah. So I wonder when we'll have guests allowed in our room. That'll be interesting. It's going to be really weird for me to like willingly let somebody get closer to me than 6 feet.
Why?
Like, I don't know. That's just weird now. Like I do not like I went out to. I think I mentioned this in a previous episode, but I went out to like sushi with a couple.
Yeah, you did. You
Yeah.
were talking about it.
Yeah, and like they did not care about being closer than 6 feet, but it's just weird. Yeah, I was like, I just casually was preventing them from getting closer than 6 feet.
You should just get it, Daniel. You should say fuck it and just catch it, honestly.
No, I don't want it.
Literally, after you get it, the whole world opens back up. It's it's freeing. It's freeing, not gonna lie.
It doesn't work for other people though. You're like, the world is my oyster now.
Because
Like,
I got it.
everyone else who still hasn't gotten it, you're just screwing them over.
But I don't have it. I can't get it again for like another couple months.
I guess that's true, but I mean, still, that's it's like really that data is like not backed up by a ton of evidence. It's just, I mean, because this has only been going
I
on for
see.
what, like less than a year, so
Less than
it's
a
just,
year,
yeah. I mean, yeah, that could be the case. I just don't like, one of the people I went out to dinner with was like, Daniel already got it. It's been I'm immune for 3 months, and I just still wasn't. I was like, no. So that's why it's just gonna be weird for me to like surrender the
yeah.
rule or surrender those like,
The norms, the
yeah,
new
yeah,
normal.
exactly, the new norms. Then we'll
It'll be
see.
crazy. Like I'm thinking about that too. What is it gonna feel like when you walk outside without a mask?
Yeah,
Like that's gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird.
I'm gonna be like, I have a feeling I'm never gonna get sick ever again in my life, just because I'm gonna be like, I'm so much more conscious of what my hands touch
Oh
and
yeah.
when I sanitize them
Mhm.
afterwards. It's just like I have a feeling I'm gonna get sick, or like like the common cold at least, much less than I would, because everyone gets sick
Yeah.
like every year usually, right? Like
Yeah.
in the winter.
Mhm.
I'm hoping that I can avoid, or I have a feeling more people will definitely avoid that in the future, just because of the norms right now.
Yeah. I yeah, I agree. I'm definitely more conscious about like when I touch my face. Like I've been doing
Yeah,
that a lot less.
yeah, for sure.
And it's been helping with my acne too, so that's cool.
Yeah, it's weird. Like I think people are just. I mean, if people follow the rules and continue to like do some of that after this is all over, I think people will be like healthier in general. Like because people will like
Yeah.
take things like wash your hands more seriously because they know what happens when there's a sickness and people don't wash their hands, and
Yeah.
then that'll have like effects like like acne or just any other kind of thing, any other kind of sickness you can get by not washing your hands or and touching your face or whatever. Like
Definitely.
it's very interesting. The
Yeah.
microcosm
Yeah.
is around
Well,
us.
going back to like what we were talking about earlier with like college and how like things are going by so quickly. I feel like one thing I've been doing lately that I definitely feel has like been helping me sort of like keep things together is I've been like going to the gym like every day.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I've been
yeah. I bet
so
that. Yeah.
like my at ASU you have to like make reservations and stuff for the gym.
Oh really?
Yeah, so like and like you're only allowed in there for like 50 minutes at a time and like you have to stay 6 feet away from people. But what I
Yeah.
do is I go to the pools. So
Oh
ASU like pretty good sized pool, right? They have a decent swimming team. So
yeah.
they've got like 12 lanes of like pools and so like 12 lanes, like you're only allowed there like 50 minutes. Basically whenever I want, I can just like go work out, which is really nice for me because like
Yeah.
I mean like I've just been like telling myself to go every day, so like I can just choose a time, and they're open late too. They're open till like 9, so I can just like choose whatever time. Like I can wake up at like 11 and I can go at like 12. Or
Yeah.
like I can just do it like that quick, like same day. Like because for
Yeah.
like the gym, like the actual like um if you were to go and like get like the weight rooms and stuff, you'd have to like do it days in advance. But it's so nice
Yeah.
just being so I
And
like
the pool is just open. Yeah.
and it's been doing wonders, honestly. I was
That's
feeling a
really
little
cool.
bit. I had the COVID chub, I guess you could call it, because
Yeah.
I didn't go to the gym like at all until like recently, and I've just been swimming every day, and I can already see a difference. I
Well, I
feel.
imagine that, yeah, and I imagine because working out relieves a lot of stress, just like chemically. So I
Hmm.
imagine that's a great way to do that too.
In my opinion, swimming is like the best workout you can give yourself. Like
Yeah,
I think swimming is the ultimate like workout.
it's
That's
kind
just
of the same thing for me in riding my bike.
yeah.
Like it's not as much of a full body workout, but it's like my legs at least are getting stronger. But it's also a great way to like just in going from one place to another, just let off
Yeah.
this pressure of being like cooped up or from wherever I was previously.
Yeah. Do you ever get that feeling like when you're like going fast on your bike or something where it's like you're not like cuz when you're like when you're using your muscles a lot, it's not like you could either go like not enough at all, it's where you like don't even really feel it in your muscles, or you go like a lot, like way overboard where your muscles start like burning and like people are like feel the burn, you know. Do you ever get that feeling where it's like right in between, where you're like doing it just enough to where you can like feel your muscles working and like it, but it doesn't burn or hurt? Do you ever feel
Yeah.
like that? I love that
Yeah.
feeling. I love that
No,
feeling.
yeah, I definitely have. Yeah, it's like when, like on my bike at least, it's like when you're going over perfectly level ground, or
Yeah.
ground that's like level enough where, you still have to exert to keep going forward, but you don't have the extra strain of having to go up a hill.
Yeah.
Like, that's when it's perfect. Because then you're like, I'm going so fast, and then you're also like, yeah, I'm working
Yeah,
at
it's
going so fast.
working. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that feeling. Like it always hits me like when I'm like not going like too fast or like not going too slow in the pool,
Yeah.
and I'll like reach my arm out and I'll like pull it back in. I can feel like my chest working and like my
Yeah.
triceps and my biceps. I feel like my whole arm work like going down my chest, like working at it, and I'm just like, damn, that's nice. Like nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
That's like something that happens playing piano too.
really?
Like you sometimes you'll like, or at least for me, not every practice session is equal. So like, sometimes I'll be practicing and it just goes terribly. I'm just like not in the zone or whatever.
Yeah, this was
But
an off
sometimes
day.
I'll get so in the zone and I'll be like thinking about the stuff, thinking about working on it and going over. And it's not great. It's still like I'm working on stuff. But when I'm doing it, I'm like really aware of like my muscles and my fingers, like an exact placement and stuff, and pressure and technique and stuff. And it's just like I'm aware of everything, and it's just really, and it's not too hard and not too easy. So it's just like I know I'm working, and I know I'm improving, but it doesn't feel like a ton of really hard work. Like, so it's kind of the same thing. It's like a perfect balance of using your skill and also improving it.
Yeah. Super cool. I need to learn an instrument. I've never played an instrument in my entire life.
Really?
Yeah.
What about like? Did you have to learn an instrument in like middle school or
Nope.
anything?
Nope.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Wow.
I know. I never learned an instrument. Like I feel like piano would be cool. You need to teach me how to play piano, Daniel.
I mean,
Because like I feel like it translates to a lot of other stuff. Like people say like when you play piano, you can like see the keyboard on like the frets of a guitar or something, or maybe it's the opposite, where like you can see the guitar on the keys of piano. I don't know, one or the other.
probably the first way. But yeah, no, like piano is great for being a like decent musician overall. Like I played piano first, and then I started violin. So I'm not like the world's greatest violinist because I don't practice that much. But
You're
you know, I'm,
definitely but you're the world's greatest pianist.
I'm
Yeah.
right. Yeah, exactly. No, one thing that college lessons has taught me is I'm definitely not the world's greatest pianist, but piano does help you. Like you get a really good musical sense. You get a sense for chords. That's like really cool because not many musicians, at least until they get to like high, like college level, are like comfortable with chords and key, like knowing instantly what kind of chord that chord is or whatever. Like, but on piano, when you're playing with like an orchestra, like if you're playing violin in an orchestra and you know piano too, the chances that you'll know more about the depth of the piece, like more about like what kind of chord progression the piece has or whatever, is higher if you've played piano than if you haven't, right? Because that's just like piano chords are just part of it, right? Like
Yeah.
you play the harmony and the melody instead of just playing the melody, like when you're a violinist, or you still play harmony but you only play one note. So it's harder to, you have like less of a scope when you're playing one of those solo instruments.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think piano is, I love it obviously, but yeah, any instrument. I really like the clarinet.
Really?
Like I love, because Debussy, or at least arrangements of Debussy by like other composers, use the clarinet for a lot of his melodies.
pretty
It's
heavily?
really nice. Like the clarinet, what?
Like pretty heavily, yeah.
Yeah, like for the really not really nice like soaring
Ooh.
lyrical melodies and
Ooh.
stuff. They use the clarinet, and I really love how the clarinet sounds. Like
I love a good
didn't
soaring
for-
melody.
Yeah, but like it's like because Squidward plays the clarinet, right? So it was kind of a meme for a while. But like once it was like, I think when I joined YSSW, the Youth Symphony,
Yeah.
like last year, it was like, whoa, clarinet, like a good
Clarinet's
clarinet. It
sick.
sounds amazing. Like
Clarinet's
it's a
dope,
really
bro.
lovely sound. Like it's a woodwind.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a woodwind, and it's just like all like the other woodwinds. I just don't think they have as great a sound as the clarinet. I'm sorry, other woodwinds, but clarinet just has like a perfect.
Oh,
It has a
we
perfect
shitting
mix
on the
of like
woodwinds. Get the fuck out of here.
color to it. It's like a really really lovely like texture to the sound. I don't know. It's just a great. I love how it sounds. So if you
Fuck
want to do a wind
woodwinds.
instrument, do clarinet. I think clarinet is like the hardest wind instrument though. So
Fuck woodwinds. All my homies hate woodwinds. Except clarinet. You're cool. My sister used to play clarinet.
Really?
Yeah, when she was like younger.
That's cool. Well, does she not anymore?
No.
Oh,
Yeah,
you should take your clarinet and learn it and become a
I
master.
don't even know where it is anymore. But yeah, my family never really like pushed musical instruments that much. Then it was never like like other families. It's like you have to play an instrument.
Yeah.
It was never like a big thing, and like I kind of hated music when I was just like a kid. I was like, for some reason I was like edgy and like weird, and I was like, I don't like music. Like music. I don't want to listen to music. I don't like music. Like, and people would be like, all music, and I'd be like, yeah, I don't like any music.
No music.
Like
That's
literally up until like 6th grade. I'm not even joking. Like people would be like,
would you just say that, or would like you actually?
no,
not enjoy it?
I just didn't have a desire to listen to music ever, and I
Huh.
didn't like when people would play music in the car. I wouldn't really enjoy it.
Weird. Yeah.
But then in 6th grade, I listened to Fall Out Boy, and I was like, whoa, what is this? I was like, what is this?
You
Hang
found
on.
your calling.
I found my music. Yeah. I feel like it definitely has to do with my formative years as a child. I had a babysitter, and she would always play Green Day in the car.
Oh, yeah.
And like I remember when you're a kid, you don't really care about anything, but I remember I was like vibing. I was vibing heavy to the Green Day in the car. I was like, this is I loved the way the guitars sounded, and like the riffs of the bass, and like it all just like came together in a really nice sort of like, I don't know, sort of sound that I really just was like, whoa, because it was like hard and like fast, and but it was also slow sometimes, and it was
You
like,
loved everything that
I
I
don't
hate about Green Day.
what do you mean?
Remember we talked about this last
Yeah,
time?
we did talk about this.
Like, this is really no, but like, yeah, no, I totally get it. Like, you found the type of music. It's just funny. You're like, I really love how like aggressive and hard it is, but also how slow, or whatever it is. It's like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
hate, it's like, not that I hate pieces that are sometimes, or music.
It's very dynamic.
Yeah, no, I like that in like every other kind of music. For some reason, the way that they do it, or the way that style of music does that, I just cannot.
No,
stand.
I love it when music does that. Except for that. Except for
for
the
that
thing
one
that you
track.
like. No, that's hilarious. I think it's so funny.
Yeah,
But
but
yeah.
anyway, like that. Yeah, that's definitely like you can see the why you enjoyed that kind of like why you like started vibing to that kind of music in 6th grade. Like it's the
Yeah, and then I like, so it was like a rediscovery for me. Like
yeah.
it was like a fuck, what do you call it? It's like
Epiphany.
no, like when you have like like say like when you have like a traumatic experience as a kid or something, and you like, oh, repressed memory.
Oh,
I was thinking of the word, and I was about to say repress, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, repress. So it's like it was like a repressed memory for me, where I was like, I hate music, I don't like music, and then
yeah.
and then I did the thing that made me like, remember again, and I was like,
Whoa.
oh my god, yeah.
That's awesome.
And since that day, every time I like turn on like Fall Out Boy or My Chemical Romance or Panic at the Disco or All Time Low or like Good Charlotte, Green Day, like all of them, they're just I'm just like yeah.
Epic.
Ep-
What kind
epic
of
indeed.
what instrument would you play if you chose one? Like, what's your most likely instrument?
I don't know. I've always dreamed about playing the guitar, but it's kind of difficult.
Yeah,
I feel like piano would be like the best starter for me, because I enjoy pianos and songs. Also, trumpet. I love trumpets.
Ooh.
I love trumpets in music. I think trumpets,
Trumpets are nice.
like whenever I hear trumpets in a song, I'm like, Fuck yeah, trumpets. I don't know.
I think trumpets are they're very like in a song especially like they're really they add so much flavor like sass.
Yeah, like
Yeah, I vote trumpet for instrument
maybe I'll learn the trumpet. Who knows?
because trumpet it's very versatile
Yeah,
too. Like
yeah, yeah.
trumpets they're an orchestral instrument. Like if you play the saxophone, you wouldn't really be welcome in orchestras most of the time. Like there are pieces by composers that included the saxophone, but usually they aren't an orchestral instrument. But trumpets definitely in there, and then also it's in like a lot of funk music for sure, and
Yeah, yeah.
and jazz. Obviously, it's a huge jazz instrument. Like it's just
Freeform jazz.
yeah, exactly. Wait, there is some. Oh man, my friend sent me this political debate. Is it Destiny? Have you heard of that guy?
Yeah, yeah, I've heard of him before.
So he sent me one of them, and he was like, "What do you think of this?" And I'd never seen it before. First of all, the whole thing, both the guy and the person he was debating, like raised my blood pressure like way
Oh
too.
yeah,
high.
you're just watching. You're like, "Grr."
Yeah, no, I was like both of them were just like so disrespectful and like horrible. I was like, oh my, like so many
Yeah.
comments were made that were just not supported, like unsupported by facts, not in the way that we're doing, but like in the like making a point to try and prove somebody, but having no like one like the
like
guy
there's no
said,
backing. There's no backing.
yeah, the guy said like something like, oh, it was about classical music. That's why he sent it to me. It was like the guy said like, you're talking about like who goes to the opera anymore? Nobody goes to the opera anymore, dog. And I was like, you don't know that. I mean, I don't even know that. Like, I know people go to the opera, so already it's false. And I understand you're trying to say that it's not very many people go to the opera, but opera is still like it's a high.
It's an art
caliber.
form. It's an art form.
Yeah, exactly. It's still a thing. So like you don't know. You gotta. Oh man, it's just like. Anyway, that's besides the point. The point was. Maybe I lost the point. What were we talking about before I talked about my blood pressure?
I don't know, trumpets.
Oh yeah, trumpets. The guy he was debating was like they started talking about jazz or something, and the guy he was debating apparently hates or like doesn't think jazz is music or something.
What the fuck?
You're talking about jazz like the like and he
jazz
like,
is...
made fun of he like pretended to be a trumpet just doing like random stuff. Yeah, like that's what he was like. Jazz is like so chaotic. It doesn't make any. It's not music or whatever. It's like,
bro, nah. Jazz is one of the most like interesting things to listen to in my opinion.
Yeah, jazz is like if not like it's interesting, and it's also like one of the most intricate things to listen to.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, sure, you might think if you had like if you didn't try at all, you might think, oh, what the heck? This is like if you heard like a really fast, especially trumpet solo.
Yeah.
You might what is this?
There's levels to it. There's levels to it.
There's so many, there's like so many layers because it's just like there's
levels to this shit, bro. There's levels to this shit.
Exactly. Like there's just so many like harmonically and technically
it's chaos but like controlled at the same time.
Yeah. And it doesn't even have and that's like for the fast like pushing the tempo kind of jazz, that's definitely the case, but there's also slower stuff, blues, and there's like so many different varieties to jazz as well that aren't necessarily so chaotic. They just have a lot of like I don't even know how to describe it. Jazz is like an extremely complicated, it takes a lot of
nuanced, very nuanced.
You have to be so precise when you play jazz, and people don't think that's the case, but like and this could be not true in every case, but you have to really, really be thinking about what you play because you can't just do random notes.
Yeah.
You have to balance the correct amount of notes in the key signature and accidentals to create really interesting phrases. Like when you listen to jazz, you're like, you think it's going one way and it goes a completely different way, but not in the way that's like, oh man, I wish it went that way. It's
you're like, whoa, that's crazy.
You're like, oh my gosh. You're like, I'm so glad that
it's like a good plot twist in a movie.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's just you can't really describe how complicated.
And that's why And that's why
Uh,
it's so impressive too when you see people who are like doing this shit in like clubs and stuff. They're just like
yeah,
going like freeform jazz is so impressive to watch because like one guy will be like doing his thing and then the next second like another guy will come in or take over and
yeah,
like do an entirely separate thing that still goes with the rhythm and the beat and it works perfectly well but like it's entirely different at the same time.
yeah, exactly. It's crazy. And the like I was at a performance. I was playing a quartet with some of the people from my high school at like this community college gig, and there was like a like legendary jazz musician. I don't remember his name, obviously, but he was like there giving like a because some sort of like awards concert or whatever, and he was like a big guy, a big musician, and
Yeah.
so he was the singer, and the pianist that was there had like a solo section, and I was just like, whoa, like the grace and the technique. I was just like, because you're not only
Fluidity.
thinking about what you want to play, you have to like have perfect technique in order to execute it, because you're just coming up with it on the spot, or you have these ideas in your head beforehand and you know how to execute them, but you got to put it together and you got to make it fluid on the spot. So like this guy was just like just doing tinkly little, like it was really light and really fast, then it was just excellent. It was just so lovely to listen to, and it's just
Yeah.
incredible the amount of skill you have to have, because classical performance is its own type of thing. Jazz is like, it's similar. You have to have like kind of the same techniques. There's different techniques for sure, but you have to be able to put them together on your own and not
Yeah.
with help from a composer or whatever. And that I haven't ever really dabbled in jazz that much, but I really want to. Just like at some point in my life, I want to get good at improvising, especially.
Yeah.
It's just incredibly
You know,
impressive. But
fuck
that
it.
guy
Fuck.
who was just like, "You mean jazz like the?" It was,
It's like you're like you are ignorant, sir. Like you
yeah,
are.
it just
You
hurt me.
obviously don't understand. Yeah,
It hurt my soul.
yeah. Fuck
But
it.
yeah, you
I'm
should
learning the trumpet, bro. Fuck it.
do it. Go find that guy and go right
Right into his face.
in-
Have you seen that one video of fuck? Hang on. I'll send it to you after this, but it's this one video on YouTube and it's of this like really like short dude in New York and there's like a guy playing the trumpet on the street and this short dude's like getting fucking pissed at this trumpet player. And he's like you're shit. He's like you're garbage. Like you suck. Like I'm a classically trained like trumpet player, like you don't know anything, and like but he's like short and he's like losing his hair and he's very obviously having like a breakdown.
What the heck? Why
Like
was he so bad?
it's so funny. It's
Was
so
the
funny.
was the trumpeter like trumpeter? I don't know. Was the guy playing the trumpet like good, like decent? Like did he sound?
Yeah, he was fine. He was fine.
That's so weird. Like
It
just
it's
musician. I wonder if there's like a compilation of like professional musicians having breakdowns at like other musicians. It's so weird.
yeah, it's titled Small Angry Man Yells at Trumpet Player in New York City. So to all of our viewers out there, because I know you're out there,
Yeah, all six of you.
go watch Small Angry Man Yells at Trumpet Player in New York. It's like 4 minutes long. It's so funny. It's so funny.
Man, the poor guy who was getting yelled at. That sucks. Just have this like,
Yeah, it's fine though. I mean, it is what it is, right?
I mean, yeah, like at least the guy, like at least payback in the form of that guy being on YouTube for the rest of time.
Yeah, it has like 2 million views, 1.9 million views, 7 years
Good.
ago. It's so funny. I'll send it to you after this, but
All
yeah.
right, you got to go like play on a street somewhere and see if you can make anybody really angry.
I'll get a small angry man to yell at me,
Okay.
and they'll be like, Daniel, it's happening. The thing.
Call me while you're playing and just like hold your phone out of the guy.
Like I'll FaceTime
It's
you or
happening.
something. I'll be like, look at this fucking tiny ass dude. He's fucking yelling at me because I'm playing the trumpet.
For no other reason, but I'm
Literally,
playing.
I'm playing the trumpet.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So we've covered that's your instrument. We got to do like a jazz duet at some point in the future.
Oh,
Then.
yeah, that'd be sick. The I'm Hungry duet.
Yes.
Jazz
When we
duet.
that'll be a segment We'll have like, obviously it'll turn from a podcast into like a TV show
Yeah.
and like a studio show. So we'll
That's
have, like,
after that's after we have our own like talk show and like
yeah. That's later. That's like the late night with
Yeah.
the I'm Hungry guys. It won't even be called I'm Hungry. It'll just be like our names, but everyone will know that we're the ones who's, everyone will know the backstory.
late
But we'll have,
late
like,
late kind of early at this point with Foster and
Kind
Daniel.
the early show with Hutton and Sluga.
Yeah.
We should wait. So what did we talk about today? We went all over the place, didn't we?
Yeah, we talked about like COVID restrictions, and then we talked about like how like things are going by quickly, and then we talked a little bit about like a daily routine with like working out, and we talked about music for a while. That's probably what I'll title it. It'll be like music or something. We talk about music or something like that.
That was a pretty diverse I'm Hungry podcast, I think.
Yeah,
Do we have anything else we want to touch on before
I
we go?
don't even think we talked about like if we've done anything interesting in the past couple of weeks.
Oh, that's
real
true.
Real quick. Have you done anything in the past 2 weeks?
No.
Yeah, pretty much same. I mean, like, just hanging out with friends, actually getting a schedule. I rearranged my room.
Ooh,
so that's neat. Before it was very long. Before it was sort of long and narrow. Now it's a little bit shorter, but it's a lot wider. So it's nice. It's nicer because I feel like I have more room.
Did you like move like the bed and stuff?
Yeah, it used to be like like if you enter the room, it used to be like horizontal towards it, and then now it's like vertical towards the door.
Okay, yeah, that's how my room is right now. I wonder how similar our like layout is, because I've got like a hallway with my sink in it, and then the room opens up into like the bedroom with the closet.
Yeah.
Do you have like, is your room just like one, or you have like several people living in your room?
Yeah,
right?
so we have like a little main room that like goes
Yeah,
off.
okay. So you already have like a different setup.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I really did anything super special. I destroyed I didn't destroy, I mostly took apart the solar oven because we're done with it.
Oh yeah.
Glad to be done with that thing.
I have to build
It
it.
smells terrible.
Really?
Yeah, we use shredded paper as the insulation on like for the wall, the inner insulation.
Was it just like rotting or something?
It wasn't. I don't know what happened. I think it burnt, or I think the ink like slightly melted and then outgassed, and so it smelled like paint thinner in my room. And
no!
I thought it was like the air conditioner leaking Freon or something.
That's
I
not good.
I literally moved my stuff, like my work stuff, and just went outside for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
And eventually, I was like, I wonder if it's the oven. So I went back in and like held my breath and took the oven outside with me, and I like pulled open the vault door, and just the wave of horrible paint thinner ink smell just hit me.
Yikes.
So I dumped it out and vacuumed it out after the test. It still kind of smells weird, but it's not stink. I think because I had it sitting right next to the air conditioner intake, so it was just getting spread through the room.
Yeah.
It was pretty bad. I thought I was like gonna die from like overexposure to Freon or something.
That's not good. Damn.
Yeah. Fortunately, that wasn't the case.
But yeah, other than rearranging my room, other than the oven, I don't know. Nothing really else has been going on.
Other than hot flashes and talking to ourselves.
Yep. Just going crazy.
Woo! This is gonna be like this will be like, I think we already mentioned this, a Netflix like special about us. Once we go crazy, they'll put this on Netflix.
Yeah, they'll be
Then
like
we'll be really famous.
they'll be like these guys.
This is how people go crazy.
This is their story. But yeah, all right. Well, I think we're good, right?
I think we're done.
All right.
Audience, what do you think? Are we done?
Leave a comment, like, subscribe, audience.
Leave a comment whether you think we're done yet.
Yeah, are we done yet? I don't know. But yeah. Okay, next week, same time.
Hopefully.
All right. Okay. Goodbye, audience.